Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called BrainWaves, 1983. Starring Keir, Dullea, who was the astronaut in 2001 The Space Odyssey. Vera Miles, Paul Wilson, Tony Curtis, who's fucked up on cocaine throughout the whole movie, and Brent. This flick was filmed in San Francisco, kind of reminded me of Dirty Harry, San Francisco during the old days. Yeah, pretty cool. Love this flick. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. What happened with the director? I guess he's German. He wanted John Huston to play the Mad Doctor in this film. John Huston got sick, so then he wanted Rock Hudson. I guess they had a personality conflict, two giant egos clashing together. So I guess Rock Hudson lost out on that one. Then Tony Curtis, who was suffering from cocaine addiction, got the part, but he couldn't remember any of the lines, so they had to hire another guy, his assistant, his Igor, and as he says in the movie, is Paul Wilson. That was a pretty funny line. So it starts out with some penthouse playmate pet. She's listening to some cool tune, kind of punk rock or rock and roll, whatever. You know how things were in 1983. So she's listening to it on her tape player. She kicks out her boyfriend, and he comes back, electrocutes her with the tape player. She's got the headphones on in the bathtub. Not a very good idea. I guess the neighbor complained that her tape player was too loud. So she strips naked and goes into the bathtub, and her boyfriend comes back and throws the cassette player in the water. There's a cool looking electrocution scene, which was used with, I guess they used dry ice and some underwater electric stuff. I'm not sure how they pulled that off, but anyways, this movie started out with an R rating and then it got downgraded to PG. Started showing on television and HBO. I guess it got 20 runs on HBO and then got showed a bunch of times on television. So it got pretty wide viewing during the early 80s, but I guess it's pretty obscure now. Got released by Image Entertainment, I guess. On DVD, I rented it on Netflix. People were looking for it. Post the trailer in the description box. Somebody who watched the trailer asked how to get it. I got it through Netflix. And getting back to the story, so we don't really know the identity of the killer because we don't see his face, just his wrist with 2 X's on it. And then we see his black shoes. So we don't know who the killer is until probably three-fourths through the movie. And Tony Curtis doesn't show up until later on, although not as late as he showed up in the Boston Strangler. He doesn't say many lines. He just kind of says, yeah, to his assistant. Because, like I said, he had a cocaine problem. And subsequently, he made a film in Spain as a monk. He kind of cleaned up a little bit, but he had a relapse, I guess. So he doesn't say much in this one. He doesn't have too many lines just because of his cocaine addiction and his inability to remember or to rehearse. There's even one scene where he's talking and he's looking the other way. I don't know if he's looking at a cue card or what, but it kind of reminded me of Dark Shadows where the mouth is going and their eyes are in a different direction, not facing the person that they're talking to. Jonathan Frakes used to do that a lot. Made his character more sympathetic, ironically. And I guess the same goes for Tony Curtis. You kind of feel sorry for him playing the Mad Doctor. But getting back to the story, after the electrocution scene, we see a family. They like to go out boating. There's the grandma character played by Vera Miles. And then there's the father, played by the astronaut dude from 2001, Space Odyssey. And then there's a little boy, blonde boy, and the wife. The wife gets her foot stuck in a cable car track. The cable car stops, but when she jumps out, there's a car passing. The cable car, she gets hit. She's comatose in a coma. And then the Mad Doctor, Tony Curtis, wants to transfer the Penthouse Playmate pet's BrainWaves into her brain, so she starts remembering the murder scene. The police think it's an accident. Her boyfriend says it's a suicide. Her boyfriend is working out at the gym, and not coincidentally, he's got the XX mark, which are really his initials, the W and the M, William Miser, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember his last name. His first name is William. So although it looks like two X's, it's really W and M. So pretty clever trick they used in that one. Naturally, he's out to kill the astronaut's wife, although in this movie he's an architect in San Francisco working out on the pier. They like to, there's shots of Pier 39 and the cable car around Union Square, I guess. I think I've only taken the cable car once. When I got promoted to an underwriter in San Francisco, we took it to get some breakfast. Anyways, I really enjoyed this flick. There's a lot of creepy background music, even when there's not much going on. So that was pretty cool. This is going to be another B movie horror type low budget flick, which is some of my favorite stuff. So I had a feeling I was going to love this, mainly because Tony Curtis is in it, but he's so uh, untalented and horrible acting by this time, especially when you compare it to the Boston Strangler or something like it hot, which kind of adds to the magic or charm of the low budget feel to this one. Since his assistant does most of his lines for him, he doesn't say much. And when he does say something, it looks like he's having trouble delivering the lines. Um, so there's that. I'd like to see his follow-up Spanish film where he plays a monk. Don't know what the name of that film is, but anyways, overall, I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I'm gonna check out Kill Bill Volume 2, I believe, followed by The Rage and Children of the Corn Part 5. Get some David Carradine movies in there. Lorenzo Lamas. So, anyways, that's the end of my review. Definitely check this one out later.